Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, and with me is Vaibhav J. Srivastava with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds review meeting of districts having low vaccination coverage virtually, praises Corona warriors for administration of over 1 billion COVID-19 doses. States should adopt the mantra of Har Ghar Tika, Ghar Ghar Tika, says Prime Minister. Centre rushes high-level teams to 9 states and union territories reporting high caseload of dengue. Over 107 crore 29 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.22%. Surplus fertilizers available for the farmers, says Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia, asked not to pay attention to rumour mongers. Ayodhya to go for Guinness Book of World Record for lighting 12 lakh diyas in Deepotsav function this evening. RBI to launch web-based supervisory system to enable off-site and on-site supervision of modern functions such as digital banking and cyber security. Leaders at the COP26 in Glasgow pledged to stop deforestation and slash emissions of the potent greenhouse gas methane. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports announces National Sports Awards for 2021. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, parachuter Avni Lekhara among 12 recipients for the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. In boxing, debutant Akash Kumar storms into the semi-finals after stunning Rio Olympic silver medalist Yoel Finol of Venezuela to confirm India's first medal in Belgrade, Serbia. And in ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup, India to clash with Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi in the evening, New Zealand to take on Scotland in Dubai. As India created history by administering 100 crore doses of vaccine against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stressed on the need to adopt innovative ways to increase vaccination in districts with low COVID vaccination coverage. In a review meeting with districts having low vaccination coverage through video conferencing, Mr. Modi said government is focusing on door-to-door vaccination, Har Ghar Dastak, to achieve 100% vaccination.
सबसे बड़ी महामारी में देश ने अनेक चुनौतियों का सामना किया है। कोरोना से देश की लड़ाई में एक खास बात ये रही कि हमने नए नए समाधान खोजे, इनोवेटिव तरीके आजमाए और हर इलाके में लोगों ने अपने दिमाग से नई नई चीजें की है। आपको भी अपने अपने जिलों में वैक्सीनेशन बढ़ाने के लिए नए नए इनोवेटिव तरीके पर और ज्यादा काम करना ही होगा। नया तरीका, नया उत्साह, नई टेक्निक, ये इसमें जान भरती रहेगी।
He said the districts which have less than 50% of coverage and low coverage of second dose should give special focus on awareness. The Prime Minister also stressed on connecting religious leaders in the awareness drive. He said state government and district administration can take help of local religious leaders to spread awareness about COVID vaccines and fight rumors. He said special emphasis needed on taking message of religious leaders on vaccine to public.
आप इसमें स्थानीय धर्मगुरुओं को भी जोड़ें, उनकी मदद लें, उनके छोटे 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 वीडियो बनाएं, 2-2, 3-3 मिनट के, और उनके वीडियो पॉपुलर करें। हर घर में उनके धर्मगुरुओं के वीडियो पहुंचे, धर्मगुरु उनको समझाएं, इसके लिए आप प्रयास किए। और मैं तो अक्सर अलग अलग पंथों के गुरुओं से लगातार मिलता रहा हूं। मैंने बहुत प्रारंभ में सभी धर्मगुरुओं से बात कर करके इस काम में मदद के लिए उनको अपील की थी और सभी वैक्सीनेशन के बहुत हिमायती हैं, कोई विरोध नहीं करते हैं। देखिए, मैंने अभी जैसे बताया, अभी 2 दिन पहले ही मैं वेटिकन में था, पोप फ्रांसिस से मेरी बहुत अच्छी मुलाकात हुई। वैक्सीन पर धर्मगुरुओं के संदेश को भी हमें जनता तक पहुंचाने पर विशेष जोर देना होगा।
Mr. Modi said the states can also take the help of NCC and NSS cadets during vaccination drive.
हमारे जो एनसीसी, एनएसएस के युवा साथी हैं, आप उनकी भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मदद लीजिए। आप अपने अपने जिलों का क्षेत्रवार टाइम टेबल इसको भी बना सकते हैं, अपने स्थानीय लक्ष्य तय कर सकते हैं। और मैंने तो देखा, मैं लगातार ग्रासरूट लेवल के सरकार के हमारे साथियों को बात करता रहता हूं। मैंने देखा है कि महिला जो हमारी अधिकारी हैं, खास करके वैक्सीनेशन के काम के जुड़ी हैं, वो बड़ी जी जान से जुड़ गई। उन्होंने अच्छे परिणाम दिए हैं। हमारे जो महिला वर्कर्स हैं सरकार में, जितनी हमारी बहनें, इवन पुलिस में भी हमारी जो महिलाएं हैं, उनको कभी 5 दिन 7 दिन के लिए इस काम के लिए ले चलिए। आप देखिए परिणाम बहुत तेजी से मिलेगा।
Mr. Modi said in this biggest pandemic in 100 years, the nation faced several challenges, and a significant thing in nation's fight against corona was that we found out new solutions, used innovative methods. He said the low coverage districts too have to work more on innovative methods to increase vaccination in the areas.
और एक अननोन एनिमी से कैसे लड़ा जा सकता है, ये हमारे छोटे छोटे आशा वर्कर ने भी सीख लिया है। अब आपके माइक्रो स्ट्रेटेजी बदलाते हुए आगे चलना है। अब हम राज्य का हिसाब, जिले का हिसाब उसको भूल जाए। हम हर गांव में भी मोहल्ला, उसमें भी वो 4 घर बाकी रह गए तो 4 घर, बारीकी की तरह हम जितना जाएंगे हम परिणाम प्राप्त करेंगे। और जहां कहीं भी जो भी कमियां हैं, उसे जल्द से जल्द दूर करके ही रहना है। जैसा अभी आपसे बातचीत में मैं स्पेशल कैंप लगाने की बात उठी, ये विचार मैं समझता हूं बहुत अच्छा है। अपने जिलों में एक एक गांव, कस्बे, इसके लिए अगर अलग अलग रणनीति बनानी हो, आप 20-25 लोगों की टीम बनाकर भी ऐसा कर सकते हैं। जो टीमें आप बनाए हो उनमें एक हेल्दी कंपटीशन हो।
He said the nation has made progress in the vaccination drive due to the hard work of people in the ground, like people in the district administration, ASHA workers who walked miles and took the vaccination to remote locations. Mr. Modi cautioned them that if we become lax after 1 billion doses, a new crisis can come.
आपको ये भी याद रखना होगा कि देश के जिन राज्यों ने 100% पहली डोज का पड़ाव पूरा किया है, उनमें भी कई जगहों पर अलग अलग तरह की चुनौतियां रही है। कहीं भौगोलिक परिस्थितियों की वजह से मुश्किल आई, तो कहीं साधन संसाधनों की चुनौती रही। लेकिन ये जिले इन चुनौतियों को पार करते ही आगे निकले हैं। वैक्सीनेशन से जुड़ा कई महीने का एक्सपीरियंस हम सबके पास है। हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा है।
The meeting included districts with less than 50% coverage of the first dose and low coverage of the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Mr. Modi interacted with district magistrates of over 40 districts where the vaccination coverage is low. These districts are in Jharkhand, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Meghalaya and other states. Chief ministers of the states also attended the review meeting.
The centre has rushed high-level teams to 9 states and union territories reporting high caseload of dengue to support them in public health measures for control and management of dengue. This is in accordance with the directions of the Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, during the review meeting on the dengue situation in Delhi on the 1st of this month. These states and union territories are Haryana, Kerala, Punjab, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Delhi and Jammu and Kashmir. The teams include experts from the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, National Centre for Disease Control, are tasked to assist and support states to mount an effective public health response. Besides, the teams have also been asked to report on status of vector control, availability of kits and medicines, early detection, availability and use of insecticides, status of anti-larval and anti-adult vector control measures. They will also brief the state health authorities about their observations. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said that a total of 1,16,991 dengue cases are being reported by states and union territories across the country. Dengue cases are continuously increasing in Rajasthan. More than 11,000 cases of this disease have been reported this year in the state. Dengue cases have increased rapidly in the last 15 days, and more than 5,000 dengue cases were reported during this period. More from our correspondent.
The impact impact of dengue is highest in Jaipur. More than 2,000 cases have been reported here so far. Kota, Jhalawad, Jodhpur, Karauli, Alwar and Dholpur districts are also more affected. Principal of Savai Mansingh Medical College, Dr. Sudhir Bhandari told that more cases of dengue fever are of DEN 2 and DEN 3 variants this time, which are more fatal. It is also affecting the liver and lungs. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
More than 107 crore 29 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Health Ministry said more than 41 lakh doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said that a total of 11,903 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is currently at 98.22%, the highest since March 2020. A total of 14,159 people recovered in the last 24 hours, and total recoveries touched over 3 crore 36 lakh and 97,000. Chemicals and Fertilizers Minister Mansukh Mandavia has said that there will be more than adequate supply of crop nutrients, including urea and DAP. In a statement, the minister said he reviewed the availability targets of fertilizers for the month of November with officials. He said the availability will surpass the demand raised by the state's annuities. The minister said while the demand of urea is 41 lakh metric tons, 76 lakh metric tons of urea will be made available. Mr. Mandavia said similarly 18 lakh metric tons DAP will be made available against a projected demand of 17 lakh metric tons. He said availability of 30 lakh metric tons of NPK will surpass the demand of 15 lakh metric tons. Mr. Mandavia appealed to all farmers not to hoard fertilizers and requested them not to pay attention to rumour mongers. He cautioned that strict action will be taken against those who resort to black marketing of fertilizers using rumour as a shield. The minister assured that the centre is constantly monitoring the production, imports and movement of fertilizers in the country, and adequate arrangements are in place to ensure that farmers get sufficient quantity of fertilizer.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Kedarnath in Uttarakhand on Friday. He will offer prayers at the Kedarnath temple and inaugurate Sri Adi Shankaracharya Samadhi and unveil the statue of Sri Adi Shankaracharya. The Samadhi has been reconstructed after the destruction in the 2013 floods. The entire reconstruction work has been undertaken under the guidance of the Prime Minister, who has constantly reviewed and monitored the progress of the project. Mr. Modi will also review and inspect the executed and ongoing works along the Saraswati Ashtha Path. In Bihar, polling for the 6th phase out of 10 phases of Panchayat elections in the state is underway amidst tight security. Polling, which began at 7 a.m., will continue till 5 p.m. Polling is being held in 57 blocks spread over 37 districts, including Patna, Gaya and Nevada. Today, 93,586 candidates are in the fray. Polling is being held for 26,200 posts, including Mukhya, Sarpanch and the Panchayat members. 3,540 candidates elected unopposed. No untoward incident has been reported so far from any part of the state. For the first time, EVMs are being used in Panchayat polls in the state. Counting of votes will take place on the 13th and 14th of November.
The Reserve Bank of India will soon launch a web-based supervisory system that will enable off-site and on-site supervision of modern functions such as digital banking and cyber security. RBI Deputy Governor M.K. Jain informed this while speaking at a private function in Mumbai yesterday. Mr. Jain said that the banks need to be careful in complying with the rules and invest in technologies to meet the supervisory challenges as they experiment with new services in the post-COVID world through ultimately governance standards, business model, risk culture and assurance functions will decide how well they fare in the long run. He further said that the web-based and end-to-end workflow automation system has been developed by the central bank.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds review meeting of districts having low vaccination coverage virtually. Praises Corona warriors for administration of over 1 billion COVID-19 doses. States should adopt the mantra of Har Ghar Dastak, says Prime Minister. sent Russia's high-level teams to 9 states and union territories reporting high caseload of dengue. Over 107 crore 29 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.22%. Surplus fertilizers available for the farmers, says Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia, asks not to pay attention to rumour mongers. Ayodhya had to go for Guinness Book of World Record by lighting 12 lakh diyas in Deepotsav functions this evening. RBI to launch web-based supervisory system to enable off-site and on-site supervision of modern functions such as digital banking and cyber security. Leaders at the COP26 in Glasgow pledged to stop deforestation and slash emissions of the potent greenhouse gas methane. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports announces National Sports Awards for 2021. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, parachuter Avni Lekhara among 12 recipients for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. In boxing, debutant Akash Kumar storms into the semi-finals after stunning Rio Olympic silver medalist Yoel Finol of Venezuela to confirm India's first medal in Belgrade, Serbia. And in ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup, India to clash with Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi in the evening, New Zealand to take on Scotland in Dubai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
स्वाधीनता संग्राम के वे निशान जो साक्षी हैं हमारे सेनानियों के संघर्ष और बलिदान के। आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष श्रृंखला निशान। हर बुधवार को शाम 4:45 पर कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर।
Welcome back. You're listening to the Midday News. The famous Deepotsav function on the occasion of Diwali will be celebrated in Ayodhya today evening. It has been held for the 5th consecutive year and the scale is increased with each celebration. Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy has reached Uttar Pradesh to take part in the festival along with Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will also launch 57 development projects worth around 678 crore rupees for Ayodhya today. Our correspondent reports that the celebration has started from early morning today and will continue till late night in Ayodhya.
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram.
Preparation for the Grand Deepotsav are in final stage. All temples, even those in narrow lane and by-lane of Ayodhya, will be decorated and illuminated on Deepotsav today evening. Ayodhya administration will go for Guinness Book of World Record of lighting diyas at Ram Ki Paidi. This year, 9 lakh diyas will illuminate Ram Ki Paidi. Administration will try to make a record of lighting 12 lakh diyas, out of which 9 lakh will be lit around the Ram Ki Paidi and other ghats, while around 3 lakh diyas will be lit in different parts of city. The Ayodhya administration and Uttar Pradesh Tourism Department have mobilized 12,000 volunteers for task of lighting diyas. Dilip Shukla, AIR News, Ayodhya.
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram.
Leaders of the COP26 Global Climate Conference pledged to stop deforestation by the end of the decade and cut emissions of the potent greenhouse gas methane to help slow climate change. Nearly 90 countries have joined a US and EU-led effort to slash emissions of potent greenhouse gas 30% by 2030 from 2020 levels. On the second day of the two-week summit in Glasgow, wealthy nations took some overdue actions to provide long-promised financial help for the developing countries worst hit by global warming.
US President Joe Biden has criticized the leaders of China and Russia for not turning up to the COP26 climate summit. In a speech yesterday, Mr. Biden has said climate was a gigantic issue and both China and Russia walked away. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since the 16th of August and will continue till the 15th of August 2022. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this valiant struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember the great but unsung freedom fighter, Sagarmal Gopa, who was born on 3rd of November 1900 in the princely state of Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Sagarmal was the leader of the band Prajamandal and inspired the people of Jaisalmer and adjoining areas to participate in the freedom struggle. Sagarmal was also a part of Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement in 1921 and called on people of Jaisalmer to participate in the movement.
Sagarmal's father, Akhyaraj, used to work in the court of Maharaja Jawahar Singh, the then ruler of Jaisalmer. During his youth, he noticed the indifferent attitude shown by his home state towards the freedom movement in British India. This troubled him greatly, and within him, slowly, grew a flame of passion for revolt. Jawahar Singh had prohibited the printing and reading of journals in the princely state.
Defying the Maharaja, Sagarmal recorded the atrocities of Jawahar Singh in his book Jaisalmer Ka Gunda Raj and motivated the public to join the cause of freedom by publishing numerous books.
Sagarmal fiercely opposed the anti-people policies of the ruler of Jaisalmer state, due to which the princely states of Jaisalmer and Hyderabad restricted his entry into their domains.
Sagarmal migrated with his family to Nagpur, but when Akhyaraj died, Sagarmal returned to Jaisalmer to perform last rites of his father on 25th May 1941. Immediately, he was arrested on charges of treason and sentenced to rigorous imprisonment of 6 years. He was tortured in prison for years, and it is alleged that he was burned alive in prison. He died on 4th April 1946.
In 1986, the Government of India issued a postage stamp in Sagarmal Gopa's honor. India is forever indebted to the selfless service and sacrifice of freedom fighters like him.
Today, we also remember freedom fighter and social activist Annapurna Maharana on her birth anniversary. She was born to Odisha's noted freedom fighters Rama Devi and Gopabandhu Chaudhary on 3rd November 1917. Annapurna joined the freedom struggle at an early age of only 14 years. She was an avid Gandhian and accompanied Gandhiji in his historic Harijan Padayatra from Puri to Bhadrak in 1934.
Annapurna organized the Shanti Sena and Maran Sena in the Bari area soon after the arrest and imprisonment of all well-known national leaders in the wake of the Quit India movement of 1942. She staged a protest along with a large number of villagers in September 1942 at Kalamatia in Cuttack district, where 4 persons were killed by police firing and several others were injured.
She protested against the imposition of punitive taxes at Bari and 3 other villages in the aftermath of Kalamatia firing. She was detained in the Cuttack jail for 2 years and was arrested and jailed again for 4 months for violating an externment order in 1944.
After independence, Annapurna spent her time in social service and worked for the empowerment of women and children. She also participated in the Bhudan movement of Acharya Vinoba Bhave. She set up a school in Rayagarh district for tribal children. Annapurna Maharana passed away on the 31st of December 2012 at a home in Cuttack, Odisha. We salute the spirit and love for the nation of this great freedom fighter.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has announced the National Sports Awards for 2021. National Sports Awards are given every year to recognize and reward excellence in sports. The awardees will receive the awards from the President at a special function at Rashtrapati Bhavan on the 13th of this month. This year, 12 sportspersons have been selected for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award 2021. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, wrestler Ravi Kumar, boxer Lovelina Borgohain, hockey player P.R. Srijesh, parachuter Avni Lekhara, para-athlete Sumit Antil, para-badminton players Pramod Bhagat and Krishna Nagar, cricketer Mitali Raj and Indian men's hockey team captain Manpreet Singh among those who will be honoured with Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. In boxing, debutant Akash Kumar stormed into the semi-finals after stunning Rio Olympic silver medalist Yoel Finol of Venezuela to confirm India's first medal at the AIBA Men's World Championships in Belgrade, Serbia yesterday. Akash prevailed 5-0 with a fabulous performance in the quarter-final of the 54kg category. Akash will take on Mahmoud Saber Khan of Kazakhstan in the semi-finals on Thursday. With this win, Akash has confirmed at least a bronze on World Championships debut. He has become the 7th Indian male boxer to win a medal in this tournament.
And in the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup, India will clash against Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi at 7:30 p.m. today, while New Zealand will take on Scotland at 3:30 p.m. in Dubai. Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will have partly cloudy skies. Mumbai will also have partly cloudy skies. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu will have mainly clear skies. Leh will have generally cloudy skies. Gilgit will witness partly cloudy skies, while temperature will vary between 3 and 22 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear skies.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds review meeting of districts having low vaccination coverage virtually, praises Corona warriors for administration of over 1 billion COVID-19 doses. States should adopt the mantra of Har Ghar Tika, Ghar Ghar Tika, says Prime Minister. Centre rushes high-level teams to 9 states and union territories reporting high caseload of dengue. Over 107 crore 29 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.22%. Surplus fertilizers available for the farmers, says Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia, asked not to pay attention to rumour mongers. Ayodhya to go for Guinness Book of World Record by lighting 12 lakh diyas in Deepotsav function this evening. RBI to launch web-based supervisory system to enable off-site and on-site supervision of modern functions such as digital banking and cyber security. Leaders at the COP26 in Glasgow pledged to stop deforestation and slash emissions of the potent greenhouse gas methane. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports announces National Sports Awards for 2021. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, parachuter Avni Lekhara among 12 recipients for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. In boxing, debutant Akash Kumar storms into the semi-finals after stunning Rio Olympic silver medalist Yoel Finol of Venezuela to confirm India's first medal in Belgrade, Serbia. And in ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup, India to clash with Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi in the evening, New Zealand to take on Scotland in Dubai. And with that, we end the Midday News.